Hey guys, today I'm back on my computer and I wanted to talk about sets that you should invest into right now and some sets that you probably shouldn't. And this video is going to be pretty long. It's more casual. I'm going to go through each one of the sets in Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. I'm not going to go any further back than Sword and Shield because all of the Sun and Moon boxes are super expensive. So I'm just going to not talk about those. So I want to start off with the Sword and Shield base, and I'm going to talk about the cards inside and what I think about the set. And I'm going to show you guys the booster box price with each set. So starting with the Sword and Shield base set, most base sets aren't that great. Usually they're kind of boring, and that's just like that for most eras. So the only card that I think is a chase card in this set is really the Marnie. Everything else in here is just kind of like the rainbow cards. And with alternate arts being a thing, I think rainbows aren't going to be that sought after. There's probably a niche market out there for them, but other than that, there's basically just full arts in this set with some secret rares. And this set isn't really a good set to invest into, especially with how expensive the box is. So if you search up the box here, Sword and Shield, it's $288. There's way better places to put your money. So I would totally avoid trying to buy this box unless you're trying to complete a set with like all the Sword and Shield boxes. But if you're trying to invest, this is just not a good idea. So with that being said, I would just totally avoid this base set as being an investment thing. Next, we got Rebel Clash. Now, Rebel Clash, everyone knows, is a bad set. There's really nothing here. It's pretty much the same as the base set, where it's just rainbow cards, full arts. There is the Sonya. I think the boss's order. I don't know if this card is just like a competitive card, and that's why it's like $37. Because honestly, the art isn't that amazing. It's not a waifu card or anything. So it must be something with competitive play. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't play competitive or at the game right now at all. So I used to play back then, but anyways, yeah. This is another one of those things wouldn't invest money into at all. People, I don't think, are going to look for this set. You can see it's $220. Everyone just knows Rebel Clash is a bad set, so wouldn't buy this at all. I think in the future, when it goes up even further in price, I don't think anyone's going to try to be looking for this. So you're probably not going to be able to really sell it. At least it's going to be harder to sell because people don't really care for some of these sets. So with that being said, Rebel Clash would not invest your money into. Next, we got Darkness Ablaze. This is another one of those sets, and you can just see by the values. This is not a set that I'd invest your money into. Now, this box isn't as expensive as the past two. I don't know if it's on here. Darkness Ablaze. Here we go. It's $144. It's a way less than the other sets, but still, I think this box is going to pretty much sit at this price for a very long time. You can see the only card is the Charizard VMAX, and I think this card's pretty hard to pull. You can see the rest are just rainbow cards, and I don't think this is a good set to invest into. With the cards values obviously being really low, I know that doesn't fully correlate to what people are going to want in the future, but there's nothing really in the set other than the Charizard VMAX, and yeah, this is just another one of those sets would not invest your money into. And you can see a trend. The first few sets in the era aren't going to be that sought after. Next here we got Vivid Voltage. Now this is different from all the other sets that I've said because it has the Pikachu VMAX secret rare. This is kind of an exception because the Chonkachu is kind of like pretty hard to pull, and it's Pikachu. So yeah, I guess that just makes it that much more rare and sought after. So this is one of the sets that could kind of be iffy. I think it'll do decent long term just because it does have Pikachu on the box and it's kind of the featured Pokemon, and it has this secret rare. So this could be an okay investment, but still, I think the box prices are going to stay pretty stagnant. So this is kind of iffy. If you like Pikachu and you think that, and you have that, thought that, since it's Pikachu, it's going to do well, you can buy it. But honestly, I don't have any Vivid Voltage boxes myself, and I'm not going to put any money there. But it's kind of like in the middle, but I would kind of avoid it because there's way better sets out there. But that's kind of in the middle. Next, we got Shining Fates. Obviously, there's no booster boxes, but you do have the Elite Trainer boxes. They reprinted so many of them. They do have the Charizard VMAX Shiny, but I mean, I don't know. I think the set has been reprinted so much where it is going to go up in price, but there's just Elite Trainer boxes, and I don't know. I feel like this is not something to really I don't think this is something that people are going to really care for, especially with Hidden Fates. I would avoid this, especially since they're just ETBs. They're going to take up a lot of space. and these are prices are going to be pretty stagnant. The prices have only dropped since they've been reprinted. They haven't gone back up, so I would just totally avoid Shining Fates. I have a couple ETBs from them from the set, and I kind of regret it. But yeah, I'd avoid Shining Fates. Next, we got Battle Styles. Now, a lot of people, obviously, there's a lot of controversy whether Battle Styles is a trash set or whatever. I think it's going to do okay in the long run, just like with any other like set with alternate arts. They have the Tyranitar. They have some of these other like not as popular Pokemon. Honestly, these arts I don't really like, but the Tyranitar is pretty cool, and obviously the Tyranitar is kind of popular. So this is one of those sets where if you were able to get it at like, I don't know, 80 bucks or whatever, I think that was a good investment. At $110 though, I would be willing to pay like $30 more for one of these boxes like right here for the long term. So unless you can get it for much cheaper than the market price that it is right now, I think there's better places to put your money for long term. Yes, it is cheaper than some of the other options, but I think long term that difference is not going to really matter. But this is not a bad investment. But I just personally wouldn't invest into it now. I feel like if you were able to get it at a much cheaper price, then it would have been okay. But yeah, there's definitely some cards in here that I think people are going to like the Tyranitar. Next, we got Chilling Reign. Now, this hit like $85, and I actually bought some for $87. I only bought a couple, and I opened them. I wish I would have bought more because this set honestly is really nice. And people didn't like some of these sets back then just because of how cheap it got. And that's one thing, people will hate on a set because if the boxes get really cheap, everyone just hates on it because it's worth nothing, and but I mean there's some really nice art in here. I'll pull some of them up. The Blaziken is really cool. It's gone up in price, but as you can see it's been declining, but it did have a little peak here, but it's starting to go down. The Moltres, I actually pulled this card. I think the art's pretty cool. But I sold it because I didn't really care too much for Moltres. I don't really like Moltres that much. And there's just some really nice, I like these cards a lot. I think these are really cool. This one's okay, but there's some really nice like art in here. So definitely Chilling Reign. I know it's $144 right now, kind of. Like that's what the price is at. The market price is $148. You can find it for around MSRP. This is a good set to invest into. I wish I would have bought it when it was cheaper because all the prices for these boxes have gone up, but this is definitely a good investment. If you have these and you bought them at like $80 something, that's really good. But yeah, this is definitely a set that even at the price it is now, I would invest into. So yeah, that's one of the first boxes that I would say that is a good investment. Next, Evolving Skies. Now this is kind of a tough one because Evolving Skies has like shot up in price. It's at $420. This set at its price, I think it still has room to go up, but it being so expensive, I know it's still super sought after because when you get higher in prices, it's going to be harder to sell because not everyone has the money to spend $400 on a booster box. But with the cards in it, it's kind of tough because I think it's going to be hard to sell once it gets even more expensive than it already is. I don't know. If you bought it before, like around maybe $200 to $300, I think that would have been a good price point. But as it is now, I don't think this is the best opportunity because let's say the boxes like Chilling Reign and Brilliant Stars and all these other ones, I feel like they're gonna double in price maybe quicker than Evolving Skies because I think it's so expensive now where people probably aren't going to want to buy it as much. And yes, like I said, it is already popular and it's still popular and people are still buying them. But I think yeah, if it does double in price like $800, you are going to face some liquidity issues, even though it is really popular. So I don't think this is actually the best investment right now because it's just so expensive. But if you do want to pick one up, I don't think it's that bad because obviously the cards in it are really amazing. But I wouldn't say this is the best thing to invest into. Next, we got Celebrations. With like any, I guess, anniversary set, I think it's going to do good in the long run. But obviously they've reprinted a lot of these celebration boxes, and yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time for it to go up. I think it's going to take another few years until you actually see some growth. But I think this is a good set just because it has the Charizard base set and some older cards. So yeah, I definitely would invest into this, and I think the Elite Trainer box would probably be the best investment. I do have a lot of collection boxes if you've seen my collection, but Elite Trainer boxes are definitely probably the way to go for these. I don't know how much of those are going for right now. Let me actually search that up. Around $80. That's not a bad buy. But I think they are going to take a little bit of time. So if you're looking for more of a quicker, like, I guess, gain in the next like 2 to 3 years, I'd pick something different. But they're still, in the long run, I think going to be a good thing because people are going to want to go back to this anniversary set. Next we got Fusion Strike. Now Fusion Strike, I think, is a sleeper. It's the same thing with Chilling Reign. People didn't like it because the box went to like $80 something. But if you really look at the cards that are in here, I think it's going to do really good in the long run. It has Gengar VMAX. Gengars are very popular Pokemon. The art's really nice. Espeon, I've actually pulled this card twice. It's really nice art. Yeah, so I don't know why people don't really talk about Fusion Strike. I think it was just because it was so cheap before. They have Mew. They have 2 Mews in alternate art form. And they also have Celebi. And they have Genesect. I think this set definitely has potential in the future. At its price, it's around MSRP. It's like $144. I think this is another one of those boxes where it's going to take a little bit of time, but definitely this is a really good set to invest into. But yeah, I think this is definitely a sleeper. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about Fusion Strike, but this is definitely one of the sets that I would say is a good investment because people, like, obviously in the long run are going to want to go back to some of these sets, and I think Fusion Strike has some cards people are going to want to chase. So definitely Fusion Strike is a set that I would invest into. Next we got Brilliant Stars. Now Brilliant Stars is the start of Trainer Galleries. It has some really nice Trainer Gallery cards along with, you know, the alternate art Charizard, the Arceus, and this is 100% in the set that I would invest into. You can see it has some of the evolution arts in here, so 100% this is a very good set to invest into. The boxes are around MSRP, so I think this is a good pickup. And a lot of these Sword and Shield sets I don't think are going to get reprinted, I don't think there's going to be really any deals for them, or there could be, honestly, for Black Friday coming up, so you could wait until then. But other than that, I don't think these boxes are going to get reprinted, so they're only going to pretty much go up in value. Next we got Astral Radiance. Now this set, let's see how much it's going for. Astral. I might have to search it up. This is another one of those, I think, sleeper sets. It's going for around 140. Now with that price point, I would actually put my money in like Brilliant Stars or Chilling Reign because this is one of those sets that people don't really like as much. They have the Machamp, some Palkia, Dialga alternate arts. The Trainer Gallery I think has the Misty or the Starmie with the Misty on it. This is a nice set. The art is really nice, but it is one of those sets that kind of got a lot of, I guess, not hate, but people didn't like it as much as other sets. So with that being said, I would put my money somewhere else, but this isn't a bad pickup, but there definitely is better sets out there. Next, we got Pokemon Go. I don't think Pokemon Go is, honestly, yeah, it is kind of cool because they have the Ditto thing where you can peel off the sticker, but man, I don't think Pokemon Go is going to do that well. I got overprinted, and this is kind of like a Shining Fates situation where it's going to take a really long time to go up. There's no booster boxes. It's just collection boxes and Elite Trainer boxes. So I would not pick this up, to be honest. I think there's just not going to be that much demand for it. I don't even know if I want to talk about the booster bundle. I think I'll just skip that. Next, we got Lost Origin. Now, if you see my videos, I've kind of stocked up on the booster boxes because this set just has some really nice art. Obviously, the Giratina, Aerodactyl are like the main cards in the set, or the chase cards. I think those are really going to carry the set. Along with the Trainer Gallery, this has some nice art. It has the Pikachus, and it has 2 of these like alternate art style arts. I think these are going to be really sought after. And it has, you know, the waifu card. It has the black and gold cards here. So just that being combined with the 2 cards here, I think this is a really good set to invest into. You can get them for pretty cheap now. You can I bought my case for booster boxes for $720, which is like $120 a box. You can get them for a little bit cheaper, and with Black Friday coming up, who knows what it'll go to. There might be some really good opportunities there. So 100%, this is a good investment right now. But if you do want to wait until Black Friday or so, you can. Next, we got Silver Tempest. Now, these boxes are pretty cheap. I think you can get them for as low as like $110 right now. And just like Lost Origin, you can wait until Black Friday. There might be some sales there. But this set I actually haven't invested into yet, and I'll kind of tell you guys why. So compared to Lost Origin, it really only has one. I mean, I guess Serena could be another chase card, but the Lugia is kind of the only chase card in here. The Trainer Gallery has the Rayquaza, which is another chase card, but other than that, there's not that as many chase cards in my opinion as Lost Origin. Now, obviously, Lugia is going to be a really like big thing, I guess, in the future for I guess people wanting to chase it. Honestly, I'm probably going to invest into Lost Silver Tempest. I mean, but I don't know, just the one card being a chase and just this Rayquaza, it kind of makes me kind of not want to buy some. Like I might not go as heavy into it as Lost Origin, but yeah, it only has a couple cards I feel like, and I don't think it's gonna do bad, but I feel like Lost Origin might perform better. But who knows? These are really popular Pokemon, so they could still perform really well. So I would say Silver Tempest is a good pickup, but I just haven't really picked it up yet. But yeah, definitely Silver Tempest is a set that I think is going to be sought after in the future. But let's move on to Crown Zenith. Now, I don't think the ETB, what is it, a reprint has happened yet. But even with the prices, like obviously they've gone down, but there's just a lot of chase cards in the set. You can just look for yourself. I mean, these are all super popular Pokemon. The arts are really nice. So this is definitely a good investment. I would probably buy the Elite Trainer boxes or the tins, but the Elite Trainer boxes obviously are probably going to be more of a premium product than the tins. So yeah, this is definitely a good set. I would wait. I think, like I said, I don't think the reprint has happened. So when it happens, I would probably buy it then. But obviously, if you don't want to hold on to Elite Trainer boxes, then I guess this is not the best set. You can invest into some of the booster boxes in the other sets. But let's now move on to Scarlet and Violet. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of like, you know, I guess people don't like Scarlet and Violet because of how easy the pull rates have been. And you can see that with the prices for all of these sets. They've all like crashed. Obviously collectors will like that, but in terms of the market, obviously there's so much like I guess cards on the market that, I mean, it kind of just ruined the price. So these sets are going to be slower moving, especially since they're newer than Scarlet or than Sword and Shield. So honestly, for some of these you can wait. So any of these Scarlet and Violet sets, obviously there've been some deals. I actually bought a case of the Obsidian Flames for only $540. So that is a really good pickup right there, even though it is going to take a while to increase in price. That's basically like the bottom price. I don't think it's going to get any cheaper than that. It could get a little bit, but that's basically the bottom. I would say that anything around like I guess distributor pricing is usually not going to get any cheaper than that. So if you can pick it up, I would. But since there's just so much on the market in terms of like booster boxes for these Scarlet and Violet sets, you shouldn't be in any rush to pick them up. So you can definitely put your money in like sets in Sword and Shield rather than the Scarlet and Violet sets, because these are going to have a longer time to go up in value. But with that being said, I'm still going to go through them and talk about the cards. So with the base set, this Scarlet and Violet is actually, I think, better than the Sword and Shield one, because the Miriam in here. Did I say Iono in the beginning for the base set? I don't know if I did. I think I guess I messed up saying that. But this is a really nice artwork, but it's only $30. But with that being said, I think this is going to be an okay set to invest into. I think it's better than the Sword and Shield one, but still wouldn't really invest my money into it because there are better sets already. Paldea Evolved is definitely a better set. This is the one with Iono in it. I think this set is definitely going to do good in the long run just because of this card. It has some nice other cards too, like Magikarp. It has Tyranitar, Raichu. So yeah, this is definitely a better set to invest into than the base set. But still, you can be patient. I know there have been deals for this as well. But yeah, definitely still a good set to invest into. Next, we got Obsidian Flames. Now, this is basically just a Charizard set. I don't really know how this is going to do in the long run. I know I have bought a booster box case of it, but I think Paldea Evolved is a better set overall than Obsidian Flames, because it's just basically Charizards in it. And I mean, there's some other cool cards, but I think Paldea Evolved has nicer art. So I would pick Paldea Evolved over Obsidian Flames. But Obsidian Flames is probably not a bad investment, but if you can find Paldea Evolved, I'd probably invest into that one first. Next, we got 151. Now, obviously, this set just released and they've been sold out of like product at different places. I honestly haven't invested into 151 yet, other than the PC ETBs. This is one of those sets that definitely is going to have a lot of product in the market. Obviously, there's a lot of hype in the beginning and stuff, so if you're patient, you can buy them later. So I would not, jump to just buy stuff at like whatever retail. There's definitely going to be opportunities in the future, but this is obviously a no-brainer investment. People are going to say that everyone's going to be holding on to these, and it's not going to be worth it because everyone's just holding on to sealed product. But this set in the long run is going to do amazing. I mean, the cards in this set have like just really nice artwork, and the set being called 151, I mean, it's going to be a nostalgic set. So 100% I'm going to invest pretty heavily into 151, but I'm just waiting for the time. But right now, I mean, the prices they're not high, but I think they're definitely going to drop in price. And Paradox Rift obviously hasn't released yet. So yeah, I didn't talk about like the price of these Scarlet and Violet boxes, but I don't think I really need to. You guys can search that up. They're not expensive at all. All of them are pretty much under $100. But yeah, that was it for this video. I know it was kind of longer. So if you watched all the way to the end, thank you for watching. So tell me if you guys like these like more casual videos where I kind of just, I don't know, just I guess there's not much, I guess, directness or whatever, because I'm just kind of like casually talking about each set. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next few days.